Hey, 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 podcast friends and family. Welcome to another episode of Finding Happiness. I am LaShan Gunnels, your reconnection life coach that helps women who are living with loss grow through their grief and step into their happiness with passion and on purpose. And right here next to me is my lovely co host, assistant, all around girl when it comes to legacy of love, Jamie Spangler. So, welcome.
Hi.
Good afternoon, Jamie. Welcome to the podcast. All of y'all out there, I hope you had an amazing week. And I hope you're ready to learn a little bit about this topic we have going on today. If you read in the description, right? Unhappiness. What is
We all go
it?
through it.
How do we, yeah, why do we go through it? What is the cause of it? So, we're going to kind of stay on the road of unhappiness when it comes to comparing your life to others. I think that is probably a large percentage of what causes unhappiness in us. And the reason why I say that, and I think it's even more so nowadays because we're in this information age, everyone's on social media, everyone's, and don't get me wrong, no one wants to see a whole bunch of sad stuff out there on social media. So I think the positivity that people display on social media is beautiful. I really do. However, for those who are kind of in that place of it makes them sad because they feel like their life isn't that. Well, guess what? Your life isn't that. Your life is your life. They're just showing you like 5%, maybe 10% of their life. So you got to remember that, you guys. And then, of course, comparing ourselves, being like the Joneses. That was the phrase that we said in my day before information age was what it is today, right? Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Jones has a nice Cadillac. So now let the Johnsons get the nice Cadillac. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Jones put a pool in their yard. So it's time for the No, you guys, that is so not the way to live your life. So I think personally, me personally, comparing you yourself, your life to someone else's is so toxic and so dangerous. Jamie, what do you think about what I just kind of rambled out there?
I mean, you're definitely right. And I think a lot of stuff there's coincidentally, I saw it on social media, but one of my friends posted a picture that was like a flower doesn't worry about the other flowers around it, it just blooms. And like,
Mm,
that's what I remember seeing it and I was like, that's actually like a very good like mentality to have. Like, I'm happy that you're happy and I'm happy for you. So like, if
yeah.
you want to share your news like on social and like you're one of those people that post all the time, then that's life's journey for you and good for you.
Absolutely. And it's not like it's making you look at your life any different, right? I
I'm gonna
mean,
try not to.
okay. Well, I think that's good. I think that's good that you should be transparent because you being a millennial, I think this message, I mean, it's talking to, I forget what am I, an Xer or something, Gen X. I don't remember. But, you
One
know,
step down from a boomer, right?
one step down from a boomer.
Just
Thank,
kidding.
thank you, Jamie. Thank you so much. See why I love her, y'all? But yes, one step down from a boomer, which I think is an Xer, which is fine. We're
Yeah,
amazing
because the new
too.
ones are Gen Z, so it's X.
So the Z is after the millennial.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I am X. But you being a millennial, I think that class, I love it, superhero. I think that class of that group really resonates with comparing their lives, being the next Instagram star, being the next um, Facebook fame, having all the likes and loves and really like making their life be about all of that. So I love that you're being transparent when you say, I try not to. That means you're thinking about, sometimes it's hard, but at least you're saying, I try not to. So that tells me that, okay, I'm thinking that way. I need to do something different, or I need to talk about this thing that I'm feeling, or whatever it is that you do, right? So I think that's really good. Um, yeah, I know when I was younger, I did compare myself to other girls. I don't know if a lot of you know my story, but I was in elementary school. I was as a matter of fact, up until sixth grade, I was the only black kid in my class. The other black kids was my sister and brother, and they were in different classes. They were younger than me. Um, but then when I got to sixth grade, two African American boys joined the school. But I just remembered myself like comparing myself to all the little cute, I mean, they were cute little white girls. And I did not know how to love me and accept me for who I was, because I was a cute little black girl, taller than the average white girl, more developed, as a matter of fact. But the point of the matter is, I was still cute. I look at those little girl pictures, and I'm really big and apologizing. And what I say is apologizing to the younger Shawnee, because Shawnee is my nickname. I apologize to her because I didn't give her the love that she deserves, because she was a beautiful girl. Because I was so stuck in, I'm not skinny. I can't fit in the little Jordache jeans like they fit in them. Mine are bigger, or I just had all kinds of comparison issues, so I get the comparison. I don't get it in today's world with the social media stuff, because I am more mature, more seasoned, as Jamie let you guys know, one notch under a boomer. So I've matured, right? But this whole conversation of unhappiness and what is it, and where does it come from, and all that, it really is about just finding and choosing to be happy within, choosing to look at yourself in the mirror every single day and say, you know what? I love you. You know what? You are beautiful. You know what? You are super duper intelligent. And that doesn't mean that you're saying that you know everything, that you're just the smartest thing in the world, but you know everything about what you know. Have you ever thought about that? So I don't know. What do you think, Jamie? I feel like, I mean, I didn't think I would have a lot to say about unhappiness, but I guess I do.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Facebook came out for me when I was a senior in high school. Like it was made available to high school students. So it's always kind of like, I don't know what it's like for high school kids now to have that constant bombardment.
Mhm.
And I'm glad I don't. But I do think that the older you get, the less you're like, I don't know. I don't want to say the less you care, but like the less it weighs down on you, I guess.
Yeah, the less what we're talking about, the less you compare. It's not about you not caring, because like you said, oh, I am happy that you're happy. Oh my gosh, that's great
Mhm.
that you've had 50 kids. Oh my goodness, you have the cutest fur babies. Oh, look at your relationship. It's amazing. It's not like you don't care, because you do care. You will comment on that. You will love on those
Right.
status and posts, but you don't compare. So it's okay to care, y'all, but let's not compare. I am a poet and didn't know it. Did you hear how those rhymed? I'm just saying.
Right. I mean, yeah. And I think that also, like, the older you get, like, when you talk to these people in person, like, sometimes they tell you things that you're like, oh, it's not all like cheery as you post. Like you
Mhm.
said, no one's gonna post like their sad stuff really,
Right.
unless it's like really bad and they just like feel they need to
Share.
connect.
Hmm.
But I mean, there's multiple people that you would never know that they were depressed based on what they post. So it's not all about what's on the outside.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think sometimes, especially if you're close to people, that do a lot of positive posting, I think it would do you and that person justice to get in their DM and just make sure that they are okay. Tell them, what, I'm loving your post. They are amazing, but I want to make sure you're okay. How are you? Because you're so inspirational to the rest of us. But are you getting what you need? And I think that would be super duper
Well, and like look
amazing.
at like Robin Williams and like Chris Farley. Like these people were like you never
Hmm.
would have known that they were battling something until it
Exactly.
was too late. And so I agree with you. Just check on your friends.
Check on your friends, right? Exactly. Well, I know I'm just super duper excited about the upcoming podcast and the various topics that we have going on. I know, the happiness, finding happiness podcast is going to bless millions, and I'm excited about that. But I also know that you guys need real content. So you will hear stuff like unhappiness and obstacles that people have gone through and come to. So I'm just really excited to hear from you guys. Just make sure you, like we've said in every episode thus far, put your comments in, send us a DM, let us know what you think and what you need. Really, what you need is where my heart is, but I would love to hear what you think as well, to be honest. But Jamie, what else do you have about this lovely topic of unhappiness?
Well, it kind of goes with last week when we talked to Chad, how he said you guys kind of talked about how it's okay to be unhappy and to be in that moment. So just know
Yeah,
that it's not going to be forever. So it's okay to just accept it and work through it, no matter how long it takes, and to reach out.
absolutely. I'm so glad you brought Chad up. Yeah, if you guys haven't listened to last week's episode, please go back and listen to it. Chad is a licensed therapist that we had the honor to interview on this platform, and he gave us some amazing nuggets. And the one thing that just resonated with me is what Jamie just said. That emotion that you're feeling, no matter what it is, it's okay. It's okay. You have to give yourself that grace to feel what you're feeling and not ignore it, not stuff it, embrace it. No matter how it feels, it may feel yucky, it may feel so unpleasant, but you have to go through it to get to the other side of it. If that's your goal, if your goal is to really go to that other side of it, to get that gut feeling, to get that, you know, um, the joy and the peace and the comfort that you desire, you got to go through some of the bad stuff, some of the not so great stuff sometimes, right? So yeah, great conversation. So I do advise you guys to go back and listen to that if you haven't. But there's going to be more to come on those particular topics that Chad and I spoke about. One in particular, I'm not going to say it every week, but I will say it today. There's no such thing as a negative emotion. Emotions are tied to you. So, we're going to unpack that a little bit more because we kind of said it. I got excited about it, and then we didn't go through it. So we're going to go and get Chad back on here, and we're going to unpack that one because that was
Dropping
amazing.
a sneak
Amazing.
peek.
Yeah, we gave you kind of sneak peek. Because I mean, I think I'm in this space of emotional wellness, and I'm no expert. I continue to learn and I love it. I love learning. And I learned that from him because I myself thought, oh, these bad emotions, oh, and just kind of made it harder to get through them because I had this title on them that wasn't a great title, right? It's an emotion. It's an emotion that I'm feeling. Let me embrace it because it's part of me at that moment, and let me work through it. Boom. But we'll get into that more. I may say the same thing then, but we'll see. I may learn more.
What are some tips you think help you when you're working through those? I know
Working.
like I have started journaling because I've talked to you,
Yeah.
but what else like do you do?
I actually just sit in it. So what that means is I literally what it sounds like, I just literally get comfortable wherever I am and I sit in it. And then I let myself really feel it.
Is this like
And that
meditation?
means I'm sorry.
Is this like meditating kind of is what I'm picturing is like the
It's
quiet.
not really meditating because meditating is clearing your mind, right?
Okay.
So I'm really letting it take over. So whatever happens in that moment, the tears, the screaming, the actually outburst of a cry, I do it. And then I breathe. I have an amazing breathing technique um, that I do. And forgive me, you guys, I have terrible allergies and they are really bothering me. So, those who are watching me on video, sorry for the Kleenex. But so the breathing technique that I do is 5-3-5. So what I do is I just close my eyes after I let myself feel that emotion. It sometimes takes a lot out of you, right? I'm crying. I'm really, I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my chest. I feel it in my stomach. I'm just letting myself feel it. And then when I get through that, I sit back, I close my eyes, and I do the 5-3-5. I inhale for 5. So as I'm inhaling, I'm counting. And then I hold for 3. So I count while I'm holding my breath. Then I big burst of air out for 5. And I'm counting while I do it. It's so secondhand now that I don't do this. I'm just kind of visualizing it. When I say do this, for those who are listening, I'm putting up my fingers and counting 1, 2, 3, 4, so people can see what I'm doing. But I count in my head, and it just relieves me. Right? It just brings me back to the place that I choose to be, because I really, really do believe that I am in control of my emotions. I am in control of my happiness. So that's the tip that I, share with people and that I'm sharing with you guys. And I hope if you need, if you, I mean, and you could do that breathing. I mean, the releasing of the burst of air, you could do it silently too. That mostly happens when I'm by myself, when I just let it all out. But I've done it at my desk when I'm starting to feel anxious, and I'm in a group, and there's other people in the office around me. I've done it at my desk. I mean, the breathing technique is amazing. But yeah, anytime you're feeling that emotion that doesn't feel so great, don't stuff it, don't ignore it, embrace it, sit in it, and let your body do what it needs to do to get it out. The crying, the screaming, the tears flowing, whatever that is, and then go into your breathing exercise after you really allow yourself to release that particular emotion.
When you say release, it reminded me sometimes like when I'm stressed, which
Mhm.
kind of I don't know if that ties into this, but
Okay.
for me, I always go to the batting cages.
I Yes, exactly. Like some people, batting cages. There's a I don't know if we have it in Kansas City, but a place where you could go and just destroy things.
Oh
Like,
yeah, there's one in Overland Park. It's
that's what I
called
thought.
Smash, I think.
What's it called?
I think it's
Smash?
called Smash.
Yes. I've done it myself, like stuff that I just, especially after losing my daughter, I just went out to my backyard and just took stuff that I knew I didn't want or need and just beat the crap out of it. you know, um, that's a good way of releasing as well. It's healthy, you're not hurting anyone, and you're releasing, you're getting that aggression out, you're getting that emotion out, you're acknowledging the emotion that you're feeling, right? So yeah, I love that you brought up the batting cage. That's actually a good one. I suck at
It's obviously
hitting.
harder in the cold months.
Right. But I suck at
Mhm.
hitting balls, so that would probably frustrate me more. I was a softball player and struck out all the time.
Oh,
But I was a pitch runner because I was fast. But anyway, yes.
that's some good tips though.
Thank you. Yeah. I hope that helps someone. Definitely. Definitely. Another tip, I am very spiritual. So I definitely go to my reading of a verse, of a Bible verse, and I allow that to soak in, and then I allow that to really speak to me. I don't have a particular verse. It's just amazing when I get in those spaces, depending on what I'm feeling or whatnot. I just literally pray about it, and God gives me the verse, and I'm just like, wow, okay. So yeah,
I
I'm
can
not a
I agree with that. Like
yeah,
sometimes when I don't go like every Sunday or anything, but like sometimes when I really feel it, like
mhm,
I go in and it seems like that sermon is like
for you.
tailored. And I'm like, okay.
Yes, that's same here. I mean, it never fails. That's why I know, my beliefs are real. My beliefs are real, just like your beliefs are real. Everyone's beliefs are real to them, and it works for them. So yeah, it's amazing. Totally amazing. So yeah, I mean, this episode, this was fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I was nervous about. We gotta speak on unhappiness. That doesn't sound fun. But I think this, I mean, because, like we said before, at the end of the day, it's about helping the whole person. And unfortunately, happiness is with all of us. It comes, right? Sadness comes, negative thoughts come. It is what it is. We are human beings. So, yeah, speaking in those spaces, for me, did sound was kind of scary, but I think it went really well. What do you think, Jamie?
I think you offer some good tips, like to
Yeah,
work through it and to accept it.
absolutely. So, Jamie, any closing words, any closing remarks?
Be like the flower, I guess.
Say the quote again.
A flower doesn't worry about the flowers around it, it just blooms.
Y'all, we gonna sit in that. The flowers didn't worry about the flowers around them. It just blooms. So keep blooming. Do you, and love others as you do you, but love yourself even that much more. And until next week, we say have an amazing Thursday, Friday, and weekend until Monday and Tuesday. And we will see you next Wednesday. Until then, have the best day, have the best evening ever.
Have a
All
good
right.
night.
Good night.